Arizona, the ghosts of Slaughterhouse Canyon. I'm here for it already. During the 1800s, there was a family who lived down in the canyon. They were very poor, so the father would venture out into the canyon for food for his family. As you might have guessed, one day the father did not return, so his family slowly starved and descended into madness. The next day, she succumbed to starvation. The legend states that if you go down to Slaughterhouse Canyon at night, even now, you will hear the loud, anguished cries of the mother who lost her mind. Did they not think that maybe... Okay, now I don't know their life. Well, I do now, actually. They went mad and just starved to death. When the dad didn't return, maybe they should have gone outside. No? That would have been my first thought. It's like, well, how was the weather? They're in a canyon, it's fine. The dad didn't return, there's no food, we're starting to get hungry, maybe we should go out and look? That would be my first thought, but this is the 1800s, times were different, maybe they weren't allowed to leave the house, maybe the father said, you go outside, I'll return with a shotgun. Oh, I'm not very sympathetic today, sorry, I feel for them, they died. RIP. Vanishing Hitchhiker. Vanishing Hitchhiker is an urban legend in which people traveling by vehicle meet with or are accompanied by a hitchhiker who subsequently vanishes without explanation, often from a moving vehicle. This goes back to what I was saying earlier. This is the classic ghost story. If you drive down or pick someone up, it might be a ghost, they'll be in your car, they'll tell you to go somewhere, you'll arrive at your destination, and then when you get there, they'll be gone. Isn't that freaky? I don't know why, like, I understand needing to hitch a ride, but as ghosts, can't you just teleport? Fly? I don't know how ghosts travel. Like, zoom about? I feel like they don't need a car, I feel like they just think of a place and then they appear there. When I become a ghost one day, I'll let you guys know how travel works. Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary allegedly appears to individuals or groups who ritualistically invoke her name. This is done by repeatedly chanting her name into a mirror placed in a dimly lit or candlelit room. The name must be uttered 13 times, or some other specified number of times. Interesting. Yeah, again, this is another urban legend that appeared in the movie Urban Legend. I thought you only had to say Bloody Mary 3 times into a mirror, or 5 times. It's always 3 or 5 times. I've never heard 13 times Bloody Mary. No wonder I've never been cursed, because I haven't said it enough. I'll go look in the mirror after this and say it actually, there's a mirror right there. I'll say it 13 times. Bloody Mary. Hey guys, welcome back to Top 10 Central Dark, your place for all things horror. I'm your host, Lucy McPhee, and these are the 10 creepiest urban legends from America, part 2. Let me know down in the comments what place you would like me to cover next. There's so many places in the world. We can do them all, forever and ever. Amen. The Hook Man. The Hook Man is an urban legend about a killer with a pirate-like hook for a hand attacking a couple in a parked car. In many versions of the story, the killer is typically portrayed as a faceless, silhouetted old man wearing a raincoat and rain hat that conceals most of his features, especially his face. This one's a classic. This one's depicted in so many movies, particularly the movie Urban Legend, which is classic. Okay, there's movies that take inspiration from the urban legend of Hookman, such as Candyman and I Know What You Did Last Summer. But yeah, this is a classic story. You know, a couple go to like Lover's Lane and then they hear noises outside the car, so the guy goes out to take a look and then he doesn't come back, and then the woman inside begins to hear scratching or tapping noises on the roof of her car. And then she tries to drive away. She realizes that the guy was on top of the car hanging. It depends, each variation is different, but the one I remember is like they move the car and then he hangs. Slender Man. Slender Man is a fictional character that originated as an internet meme created by Something Awful forums user Victor Surge in 2009. It is depicted as resembling a thin, unnaturally tall man with a blank and usually featureless face and wearing a black suit. The Slender Man is commonly said to stalk, abduct, or traumatize people. Slender Man's a classic. He is one of the OG creepypastas. He's also become the most mainstream famous. They even made a movie about him starring that girl I don't like, Joey King. Was she in it? Seems like a movie she'd be in. Or was it Maisie Williams? Hate them both. They both seem the same energy from both of those people, and I dislike them both. Anyway, Slender Man's very creepy. He lures children to the woods, brainwashes them, uses them to do his bidding, and then they bring more people to him, and then he just, kills people in the woods. Florida, the gravity-defying Spook Hill. The phenomenon that happens at Spook Hill is real. Cars that are parked in neutral will appear to roll uphill. Legends say the hill is either the state of a Native American burial ground or an epic battle of a Native American chief against a crocodile. But the truth is, it's actually just an illusion created by the hill's surroundings. While cars appear to be rolling uphill, they're still just rolling downhill. Oh, now that I'm looking back at it, it doesn't look uphill anymore. Like, in the distance, you can see that it goes up. That's down. But I get it. When I first looked at it, I thought that was rolling uphill. But I like that everything, when people can't explain anything, or the strange things go on, they're like, it was built atop a native burial ground. It's the same plot in every horror movie as well. It's like, the house is haunted. It was built atop a native burial ground. The many legends of Riverdale Road. One day there was a driver who hit a jogger, freaked out and left him for dead. Now it's said that if you park at the site of the crash, you'll hear disembodied footsteps getting closer and closer to your car. People have reported handprints on their windows and banging noises as if someone was kicking the outside. That is frightening. That's like a classic urban legend of don't drive down this road, someone died there. You'll see in your mirror someone sat in the back seat, or it's always a bride in white. There's always a bride who died on their wedding day, and then she will appear in your back seat of your car if you drive down a certain road at a certain time. It's classic ghost business. I love it. Alabama Hell's Gate Bridge. Oh, I love this one. There are two legends associated with Hell's Gate Bridge. One, that if you drive your car out to the middle of the bridge and turn off the lights, the couple will magically appear in your car and leave a wet spot on the seat. The other, which is how the bridge got its name, is the belief that if you drive over the bridge and look over your shoulder halfway through, the scenery behind you turns into a portal to hell engulfed in flames. That is amazing. I've seen this, I've spoken about this on Top 5 numerous times actually, and there's videos of people visiting Hell's Gate Bridge. Obviously, it's a legend for a reason. Legends are rarely true. But it's very freaky nonetheless. Sewer alligator. Sewer alligator stories date back to the late 1920s and early 1930s. It is an urban legend based upon reports of alligator sightings in rather unorthodox locations, in particular New York City. I know about this. There is actually a location somewhere, it might be New York. They have a statue of an alligator near a sewer to almost commemorate this. I could be lying, but I thought this was almost somewhat real, but not as real as people thought. I think people thought there were just like loads of alligators living in the sewers, but there weren't. Maybe they found one. But anyway, there's a legit statue. I've seen it. Not in person, but I've seen a picture. Curse of the Bambino. I know of the Bambino because of the movie The Sandlot, which I was obsessed with growing up, because growing up, all I wanted to be was an American child. Which is funny because now I live in North America. I've lived in America and Canada, and now I'm Canadian. But always growing up, I just wanted to be an American child. So I loved movies like The Sandlot. I loved The Mighty Ducks. I just wanted to be like them. I wanted to do everything they did. I wanted Chuck Taylor's Converse All-Stars. The Curse of the Bambino was a superstitious sport curse in Major League Baseball derived from the 86-year championship drought of the Boston Red Sox from 1918 to 2004. The superstition was named after Babe Ruth, locally known as the Bambino, who played for the Red Sox until he was sold to the New York Yankees in 1920. Yeah, the curse... Well, no, the curse was drought from 1980 to 2004, but they're blaming on him. He was sold in 1920. Why is it his fault? He put a curse on them? I don't know specifically about the curse, I just know Babe Ruth. And they named a chocolate bar after him. And then again, I just know they referenced him many times in The Sandlot. Is it his fault? He left 2 years after the drought. I mean, if the drought's going on for 2 years, I'd probably have left too. He apparently hits a ball really great with a bat. I know that much. Well guys, there we have it. Thanks for tuning into this video. I've been your host, Lisa McPhee. Stick around for bloopers. What the heck? Is that ball rolling up a hill? I wrote about Riverdale Road once, but that was because I was going through a thing where I really liked Riverdale. And I was like, ooh, Riverdale Road, I'll write about it because it's Riverdale. I don't like Riverdale anymore, so let's move on. There is a great game called Slender, The Eight Pages, or Slender the Arrival, the full game. That is one of the scariest games I've ever played, and it's freaky as hell. And there's like children that chase you, and you got to go through the woods and collect pages, and then he appears. He's very scary. I don't like it. I don't like his featureless face. It's like, just show me your mouth. Starring a very young Jared Leto before he got a little strange. He dead now? He's gotta be. Don't know how years work.